So this here is a combination of two parts. So I was initially thinking, how should we address that? And so one option would be you could put it in the review container, which is kind of what we did, in which case we'd have to review it later. But then when I was thinking about solutions for that, then I came up with these two here. So minor damage slash wear plus would be if something has minor damage slash wear and something else, and medium slash moderate is for that plus something else. So what I do so that I know what it is I will use the method here that I use for the other stuff, and then just put it with that. So this one here has medium slash moderate damage slash wear plus, so it goes in here. So when I list it and I pick it up, I know it's in that container, so I know it's got medium slash moderate damage, and the plus means I have to look at the part to see what's wrong with it. So with the one side, with one arm up, that's the sign for one side of the torso is cracked. But then since not everything can have something like that, then for some of them, like the heads, then I'll just know that the plus means it's got stress marks on the head or something like on the neck. So then I can, if I put it in here, I'll know it's medium slash moderate damage slash wear slash marks plus stress marks on the neck and stuff like that. So that's what we will do for that. And then same for the minor damage slash wear there. Yeah, we will see how much these two categories will eliminate from the pile and go from there. Got the bulk listing now up. So yeah, it's 3.1 pounds of damaged minifigures again. So yeah, just the bag filled with them and stuff like that. And yeah, the one notable thing of this lot is there's the one damaged copy of his torso. Here's just two damaged to list and stuff. But yeah, it's in the damaged lot, listed as damaged, and put at auction starting at just 99 cents. We'll see what it sells for. And yeah, normally it goes anywhere between like 100. Well, like I've had it go as low as like 30 bucks before, but usually it's like 100 to 200 or so. So we'll see what it ends for this time. So I've been making some good progress on sorting all of the parts. And it's always good to see, like, because when you're listing, it can get a little bit difficult to keep track of all the stuff. But this here is a somewhat good way to kind of visualize just like what is like common and uncommon and stuff like that. But this doesn't include the parts as I go through it that are just too damaged to list. So we've already filled up that drawer once or twice in the past few days again. So there is that. But of the ones that are kept, then we can see all the ones in overall pretty decent condition here. And then the ones that have a little bit more here, and then the ones that have more than that there. But then just these two here alone are more quantity-wise than the rest of it combined. However, if we had the damaged ones in a container beside it, they'd probably be a similar amount to either this one or something like that. Then we can just see, I just added this container here as an addition. So this one in here is for medium slash moderate damage slash wear. That's the next level up I do. It's just when there is some noticeable wear that is like beyond minor wear but isn't in the minor to medium wear range. At one point I think I did used to write just like has medium damage or wear, damage slash wear, but then it makes more sense when writing it to say medium slash moderate damage slash wear. So I do have it like that for that. Then we've got this one here, which is the stuff that needs comments. And then, yeah, we can just see the different torso and legs that are cracked and stuff, the heads that have stress marks. Only one thing in the handle having wear so far, because there was a few swords, but they also had other damage beyond that, so it didn't qualify for that one. But yeah, so then what I am going to do is just basically, for the fun of it, though I doubt that it will be all done today or anything, but then I'm going to grab this container and just dump it all out here, and we will see just how much of that we can get finished today. It is currently 9:17 p.m. so we got a solid hour and a half to 2 hours or so, and we will see how much progress we can make on this. And yeah, we'll do what we can. So we're now at 10 p.m. and probably not quite halfway done, but we're pretty close to about halfway done. So yeah, just a reference, I'm not sure how much there was before. Yeah, it's still going to be our goal to try and get this done tonight, but we'll see how far we get. But yeah, then it definitely does seem to be going faster this way. However, that is only what we've only done the first part of it so far. We then have to go and list it. However, listing it should be a lot faster. than when it was before, because before you would take apart, we check its quality, we then look it up and all that stuff, get it listed, and all that, and then we'd always have to like reposition the light, figure out everything there, and then refocus on it. Versus this way, you can just pick up one part, check it, put it in there, pick up the next part and check it, put it there, and stuff like that. So yeah, in theory it should still be faster, but yeah, we'll see. It's now 11:18 p.m. and I just finished. So yeah, then we got through the box today, which was a bit more than I was expecting. Just found two more parts here that I want to put on the to wash pile, which is that container there. So then, yeah, this here is the remainder of, because I can't remember when we started it. It was either this week or last week that we had I think there's like 3 containers here, and that was 10 pounds of minifigures. So however long it took to go through those containers is however long it took to go through 10 pounds. And I think, it was 5 pounds that I went through the one time in a week, and that was kind of like my benchmark or something. So then if we did go through 10 pounds in 1 week, that would be exceptional, but it was probably 2 weeks, maybe even longer, I don't know. So it's probably about on par with that stuff, but there's a lot of other stuff as well which took time. So overall, still did a decent amount of stuff. So yeah, we can see the stuff here, fair amount of stuff in nice condition, so that's good. And yeah, still didn't fill up put anything in those containers to fill them up. Just got some capes on the side here that I need to probably get a container here and just start putting capes in, and then yeah, because they need to be flattened out and stuff like that. So there is that. And then yeah, just a couple more common parts mixed in there. But yeah, then the rest of it is all here now. So good progress. Yogurt time. So then today we finally can get to listing a whole bunch of the minifigure parts, because yeah, we finished with getting them done for the initial sort on Saturday. Then yeah, it was already very late by the time we finished that, so I wasn't able to get anything listed. But now that it's Monday, we can get right to listing, so that'll be fun. So yeah, there's several things that I wanted to try and keep in mind when working on some of this stuff. Is first, when we get to the review container here, what I'm going to do is, instead of just reviewing them and listing them, what I'll do instead is I'll grab another set of containers, and then I will sort this stuff into those containers so that we can see, for example, if there's a new category in there. Like, for example, if it's very common for a head to, instead of just having minor wear, and then having the stress marks, it has minor damage / wear and stress marks or something. So if that is like a very common category, because we can see there's a lot of heads in here, if that's a common category, then we can make another container for that, which will cut down on the time when it is to list that stuff. So that is something that we will do. And so I don't forget, I'll grab a whole bunch of containers and set it right on top. And yeah, so there's that. And yeah, so then now we can go and list this stuff here. And one thing that could actually potentially work now that we have this system is something that I wasn't actually initially thinking could be something we can do, because normally, like for example, if I want to list a part, I go on to Bricklink and I have Recognize open inside, I scan the part, I then find it, and then I open it up, check what I have for sale and stuff like that. And then, for example, like I'll sometimes upgrade the damage or something. Like, for example, if I have a listing for this part right here on the Bricklink store, and it has minor damage / wear, and then I have another one and it only has minor wear, I'll sometimes just put it with that one just to prevent more duplicate listings and stuff like that. However, when you're like on a website itself, it always takes a bit longer, because you have to first get the stuff from the server every time you click on a new link if it's not cached, and then you have to wait for pages to load and all that fun stuff. So it takes a little while, and so initially I was thinking of having 2 tabs up. However, now that I've got actual containers that I have all of the stuff sorted into, what I can do instead then is just create a Brickstore file, and then instead of initially uploading it all, what I'll do is I'll first create the file, and then I can basically just have them, because there's only a limited amount per container. I mean, some there's going to be more, but I can limit it to like 25 items or something. And then I can just kind of like put them on this table here lined up or something like that. And then I can do a test upload once I have the file made. And then once I have that made, I can just check to see if I have any already in the inventory, and then I can combine that, and then the rest I can go and return to Brickstore and then add remarks to the rest. It sounds a bit complicated. I'll try to show it when I get to that part, but in theory, that should allow us to upload significantly faster again, because yeah, it's a lot faster through Brickstore than it is manually through Bricklink. And so yeah, we'll see how that works and what happens. And yeah, I do want to add the description has minor wear / marks to the Stream Deck, so I'll have to figure out what to move. I'm thinking about moving the sticker one to the next page, because otherwise there's no room for it on here. And then in theory, that should help a little bit for that. So yeah, there's lots to do. And then yeah, hopefully going to be calling someone about the business insurance today, so we'll see if we can get that figured out a little bit more. And then tomorrow we ship stuff out, and then Wednesday, for the third Wednesday, we're planning on doing taxes. We'll see if we actually can this time, but we should be able to. And then after that stuff, we can hopefully get to this, and then after we're done with that, the insurance and taxes, then hopefully we can get to the next container. So basically what I did was, this is basically set the parts on the side there instead of putting them directly into the drawer. And so yeah, then now I have the file, and since I am now going for more consistent naming techniques for the descriptions, like with the containers and stuff like that, and now I'll have more consistent ones here. So basically all of them will have the exact same comment, I just realized I messed the grammar up on that, so I'll fix that. So I've now updated the description. It was an issue in what I had set up on the Stream Deck. So yeah, all of them will have has minor wear / marks, which is the normal description thing. I am just leaving the price as is for now. I'll adjust that in a little bit. And the neck has several stress marks. So then now what I can do is I can click on File, Export, and then Mass Upload. And I won't actually upload it now, but I'll first put the file in place, and then we can see if we have anything, like for example here, and then we can find that head, which is, I think is this one here, and that one will go into drawer 163. And I think that's all for now on them, because yeah, I'm just getting back into listing, so a lot of them for specific things isn't quite there yet. But yeah, so then this one here goes to drawer 163, so I can put that in there. And then we can go back to here and then find that head here, and we will leave the comment as is, but then we can, like for example, check what the price is and adjust it and stuff like that. So then that would be there, change to that, and then I'll just leave it in the file, and I will exit the upload screen, because then it is just there and ready to go whenever we do the other stuff. And then now for the rest of these, what I can do is I can grab several drawers, because I want to put it in several drawers just so that I don't put too many heads in one drawer, and then just basically adjust the price and add remarks, and then I can just upload the entire file, and that'll be done significantly faster than listing it manually. So in just a few minutes, I was able to get all of the prices set and remarks added. And so yeah, we put it into 3 separate drawers, trying to make sure that we don't put too much of the same thing in one drawer. And then yeah, so we can see here, and yeah, in the future I can just kind of leave the head here until this step, just to make sure it all goes correct and everything like that. But yeah, then we have all of the heads here and stuff like that. And yeah, I had missed some of the heads. I accidentally deleted them earlier when I was trying to add the comments and stuff like that, so I re-added them at the bottom of the list and stuff like that, and then updated the quantities, because some of them there's several. So yeah, then that is 45 items in 43 lots for $92.80, and that is uploaded. And that is, yeah, if I had to guess, well, I mean, I should have probably looked at the time earlier. I can probably look back in the vlog, but probably like once I actually got the list made, then yeah, it only took probably like 2 minutes or so. But to create the list also took like maybe like 2 minutes. So all in, it probably took like less than 10 minutes. A few slight issues that could probably be accounted for in that amount, which would have affected the timeline because it was the first time doing it, trying to get it all figured out and stuff like that. But yeah, in general, significantly faster than just listing directly. And yeah, we'll see if we can use this specific method going forward. And yeah, if we can, then we can get this stuff listed like extremely fast. And I mean, I'm probably getting a bit overestimated on like how fast we can do this, but in theory, we might be able to get most of this listed today. So yeah, then I'm thinking we might as well do a bit of a test or something like that. And yeah, we will just do our largest container here. I am probably, though, since I will be doing that, we have the labels here, so we can stack these. It's not going to be losing how sorted it is or anything like that. And I am doing this because I think when we have more larger quantities, that it is best to use this table as opposed to the other one, because yeah, there's just more room here, and less likelihood of accidents and stuff like that. So if I move that stuff over there and that there, and then this one here onto the thing for later, then we can start with this container here. So basically, yeah, I'll just create a brick store file for everything in this container, and then just line it all up on this table here. And yeah, we'll see how it goes and stuff like that. And yeah, I'll get to work. We are starting at 4:23 p.m. And yeah, depending on how long this takes, it might be like supper time before I'm done, so that could add delays and stuff like that. But we'll just see how fast we can get through this. So yeah, then this here is the container of minor wear / marks. So the good condition used stuff. It's now 5:13 p.m. and I just finished creating the file. So it is 236 different items. So the very first thing I'm going to do, though, is click on consolidate. But since when I click on consolidate, nothing happens, that means that there is no duplicates that I missed. There are a few that had multiple quantity, such as that one there, where I just put it side by side, but it looks like I didn't double add anything. So yeah, then now I will get this priced up and remarks added, and well, first comments added, see what we have and the price, and then adjust the price and remarks as to where they go and get it listed. So the parts are now in the 4 drawers there, and yeah, so 255 items, 236 slots for $472.70, and it is now 6 p.m. and we can export this to Bricklink and then paste it in here, verify. And the way that I like to just make sure I don't accidentally miss anything that needs to be consolidated is once this loads, which can take a second because it's a whole bunch of items, then we do Control F and just type in consolidate there, and then yeah, we can just see the items. So it's only a few items, might as well do it on camera for a moment. And yeah, so then right here, these go into drawer 49. Then I think I can just, nope, I need to click on this here. And then this one goes to drawer 43. And then, can I press this now? No, I can't. I can press enter though. So this one goes to drawer 50. And then this to drawer 165. And then this to drawer 154. And then this one to 157. And then this one here to 154. Then this one to 46. And then this one to 169. And then this one to 133. And then this to 51. And then this to 168. And then this one here to 141. And then this one to 157. And then this one to 129. And that is all of it. And yeah, so that is now done, and we can upload all of those parts. And that is now uploaded, and then we can just do a quick check on the store for the lot count. I'm not sure if it is updating in real time. I think it is though, so that would mean that we are now past 8,000 lots for the first time post-purge, I believe. So that is pretty good progress. And yeah, so considering the time is 6:03 p.m., I'd say, I think we started around like 4:20-ish. So 1 hour, 40 minutes, give or take a little bit, to upload 236 lots. I'm fairly certain that if I had done it the normal way, that would have probably taken at least 5-6 hours, maybe even more. So yeah, this method definitely seems to be working well. So we are going through the containers now and seeing how many different ones we can create. Some of them would be from the medium/moderate damage/wear already, because we didn't create this one immediately. So some of the things that would have gone in there were in the review container. So yeah, some of these will just be put in there and stuff already, but we will be seeing how many more we can create, because for each container we create, that will save us work in the long run, because yeah, all of the review ones, we have to re-examine the parts, which will take time. So we want to avoid that as much as possible. So the first two containers I've got things ready for are minor damage/wear plus and medium/moderate plus. So that there is for the damage, where it's like, for example, let's say that we've got this torso here. It has, if we look at the back, we can see there's like, that's where I would classify as medium/moderate damage/wear/marks and stuff like that. So if it was just that, we'd put it into this container. However, since it's not really too easy to see on the camera, maybe if we attach it, it'll show just a little bit, but probably not. It's one of the ones that you kind of need the legs added sideways. Let's see if we can actually show it real quick. Here, not sure how well it will show on camera. Here. Yeah, it's not picking up on camera at all, but it is visible in person when you've got the lighting right. But it's a very faint crack and stuff like that. But since I do see a crack, it is technically a cracked torso, so it needs to be into that container. However, since it's also got medium/moderate damage/wear, we can't just put it into the cracked side of the torso container. It needs to be in something else. So this here is a combination of two parts. So I was initially thinking, how should we address that? And so one option would be, you could put it in the review container, which is kind of what we did, in which case we'd have to review it later. But then when I was thinking about solutions for that, then I came up with these two here. So minor damage/wear plus would be if something has minor damage/wear and something else, and medium/moderate is for that plus something else. So what I do so that I know what it is I will use the method here that I use for the other stuff, and then just put it with that. So this one here has medium/moderate damage/wear plus, so it goes in here. So when I list it and I pick it up, I know it's in that container, so I know it's got medium/moderate damage, and the plus means I have to look at the part to see what's wrong with it. So with the one side, with one arm up, that's the sign for one side of the torso is cracked. But then since not everything can have something like that, then for some of them, like the heads, then I'll just know that the plus means it's got stress marks on the head or something like on the neck. So then I can, if I put it in here, I'll know it's medium/moderate damage/wear/marks plus stress marks on the neck and stuff like that. So that's what we will do for that. And then same for the minor damage/wear there. Yeah, we will see how much these two categories will eliminate from the pile and go from there. So I ended up with these containers. Has multiple nicks/dings plus, has multiple nicks/dings, has minor damage/wear plus, has medium moderate damage/wear plus, the standard medium/moderate damage/wear, has lots of marks/scuffs, has lots of marks/scuffs plus, and has some black marks. And then the review one, so yeah, we were able to get the review container down to just this here, so that is very good. And that one's already listed. I'm not sure. Stuff that I listed earlier, I guess I accidentally forgot it there. Still haven't heard back from the person on this thing. I'll send them another message. It's been like a week or so since I let them know, and that's the one where they sent me the wrong color of this thing, but still no response. So I'll message them a few more times. If they don't respond, then the only other choice would be like an NSS or PayPal claim or something like that. But hopefully it doesn't escalate to that. But the thing is, there's like $7 or $8 brick or something like that for the transparent light blue version, and then also I don't know, probably like $10 on shipping or something. And I ordered a few other parts to make it worth it on shipping, but yeah, still no response. So we'll reach out to them again. But yeah, then we've got these containers here, and yeah, good progress. We've got the next row of parts here, so I will work on these now, and then after that we can work on this one here. And then yeah, I was just someone else was working on that for just a moment, just creating the list there. So I did do just a little bit of stuff from the next lot. There isn't too much though, and some of it ended up in like this container and this stuff here. So yeah, we will get this worked on, and then yeah, see how fast it is. But yeah, currently it is just before 9. So yeah, since the file is already created for these, then it might be just enough time to get this uploaded and this one uploaded. And if so, then that would be quite good. But yeah, we'll have to see on that. But yeah, then I'll get to work. So now have the file here. So we can go here, and so there's two parts that go with the other one. So first is 48, which is that drawer, and then we have 157, which is that one. So those are the two that needed to be combined from this one. It'll get more and more frequent as we finally start to get more inventory into the store again. So that is another 74 lots and 72 items for 208.05. And that drawer's basically, I mean, I could fill it fuller and stuff like that, but for now I've been trying to cut back on just how full I put the drawers because it's led to many problems in the past. But yeah, then we are now starting to use drawers from this unit. And so yeah, the plan on the drawers is to basically just use all of the most accessible drawers first, because the parts that we get listed first are going to be, relatively speaking, the more common ones and stuff like that. So they'll be the ones that get accessed the most. So we want to put those all into the most accessible drawers. And then after that, we will then use the drawers that are slightly less accessible and stuff like that. Like if something sells out, it could end up in a less accessible drawer. However, just as a general thing, we are just trying to use up those ones first and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna do that one there, and then some of that stuff. This area here probably won't be for a little while, because that's where we just kind of keep some of that stuff there, and still need to figure out some labeling and stuff like that for the big drawers there. But yeah, so we are done with the minor / medium damage / wear parts. So that means we are now on to the minor damage / wear, which is the second largest of the containers. And then once that is done, then we are all finished listing it. So yeah, that is about 100 of these lots are from last week, I think, that I forgot to upload. So we'll see if that number gets updated or if that's already the right number. But yeah, so 580 minus about 100 or so that we had forgotten to send out to notify from last week. So yeah, about 480 lots today uploaded, plus, if I had to guess, 150 to or 175 or so in this one. So yeah, we will now work on this one, and it is currently 9:22 p.m. So we'll see how long it takes to get that ready, and we might be able to start getting just a little bit of this stuff here uploaded. So just got the file created, so 152 more lots here. So just finished with the upload here. So some things consolidated, but a lot of new stuff again. So that is 162 items and 152 lots for 272.45. It's currently only 10:22 p.m., which is earlier than was expected for finishing the stuff. But then before we do the stuff real quick, we'll just double check that nothing is missing remarks. So, yep, nothing's missing or marks. So then we can put this drawer here. Then 265 is up here. And then 266. And that is that. And so the store is now at 8,410 lots, so that's pretty good. And then we are up to 713, so knock off about 100 or so. So we've got about 600 new lots added today so far. So that is extremely good. So there's that. And then the ones that I sorted into smaller amounts, I am just going to be leaving for now until the next time, because I've already gotten the other stuff done, and I've added a few parts to them and stuff like that. So I will see if I can get that one put in its correct place real quick. It's a little bit further down the stack. So if we look at this one, this here is minor wear / marks, and that's minor / medium damage / wear. So that means that this container goes here, so we can do that, because I like to keep these containers in order, because then I can just set them up easily again. So yeah, then we've got that all done there. And then yeah, basically what I end up doing on the specialty ones is when I have everything all laid out here, I have these ones on the side like this, and then whenever I find one, I just figure out where it goes on the stack, because there isn't enough room to put all the containers out. So there's that, and then yeah, just the city container again, that just always put the city minifigures in and their parts while listing. So yeah, before I get to before I get to listing this stuff here, I am going to pull the orders we have to ship out for tomorrow. Then there might be a few minutes left that we can work on some of that stuff. Yogurt time. So it's another lighter shipping day today, but that's fine, because yeah, we're still just getting things back into the store inventory for the next like 6 to 12 months. So we're expecting a lot of slower sales days until we get back to the 10 to 20,000 lot mark. But yeah, so we're shipping at 282.62 today, and so that is for the orders here. That includes one order on Bricklink that actually won't be shipped out until our next shipping day, because the buyer is not sure if they want to add more yet. So there is, because they placed an order and paid for it, but then they messaged asking about it, but since it's already paid, then they can't add to the order. They have to place a separate order, which in shipping will be combined. In theory, you could refund the order and then they can add a batch, but then you're out all of the PayPal fees and stuff like that. So it's on the list thing there, but yeah, it's only, I think it was like, $18 or so of the total, give or take. Or did have 18 bricks or somewhere around there. Let me just check. It was 16 items, 14 lots for 2109 of that. And then yeah, so we got the orders here. 2 of them, which is this one, and I believe this one here are Brick Owl, and these ones here are Brick Link. Then we got a couple things going out on eBay. Yeah, so we will get the orders shipped out, and then after that, we can finally tackle this box. Then we have 2, 4, 6, 7 copies of this that we parted out, and will get listed soon. So yeah, it's a couple of them here, some codes if anyone wants them here. So yeah, then there's just a few copies of this set. Shouldn't take too long to get these things parted out. Yeah, it's I think it's only like 99 bricks per set. Yeah, 99 parts per set. And that includes the ones for the minifigures, which is sold already. So, yeah, it's just those parts there. So, yeah, there's that stuff there. And, yeah, then should be able to get that listed probably 15 minutes or less soon. And I might use this set here as a test for something that I've been looking at doing, because I've been thinking about using Brickstore in combination with Bricklink for listing, because like whenever it's for parting out a set, then it makes sense to do it through Bricklink. I know you can do the part out itself through Brickstore, but that's just something that I've never been too keen on. I just like the interface on Bricklink and stuff like that. But what I might do is, what you can do is you can import the inventory of the set to Brickstore, and then you can import your store's inventory to Brickstore. Then you can, there's some buttons that you press, I can't remember which one it is, but then you can kind of like compare it, and then you can like, oh, you can copy the data, I think, from the store inventory and apply it to the part out inventory, and then if there's anything that matches, it will then implement like the remarks or something. So what I can do is I can get like the remarks for the parts I don't have added on Bricklink, and then on Brickstore I can just see which parts go where, because right now, like if we bring all the things over there and stuff like that, then we get the stuff there, and then we get one drawer, we go here, and then one drawer, we go there, and then one drawer, we go back here or something. But instead what we could do is I could open up the Brickstore file, and then I can delete everything that is new, so we only have the stuff that already exists. So then I can sort by remarks, and then I can organize all of the parts by where they go. So instead of going from here to there, back to here and stuff like that, I can just have the numerical order as to where the parts go, and then I can just take the cart around and in one trip, just get them all put away quickly. I can take some photos with my phone or something of the drawer numbers and stuff like that. And yeah, so that's what we're going to try to do. I keep forgetting to do it. And stuff like that, but then with a smaller set like this, that should work perfectly. But yeah, we'll see how that works. But I'll get orders shipped out now. The water's dancing. So yeah, then I will actually be trying to upload the entire thing through Brickstore. We'll just see how it goes. But yeah, small set is a perfect thing for testing and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll see what happens. So just finished with the file. So yeah, basically we put the set here. Actually, we can go through, actually no, there's a whole bunch of comments or remarks that we added, so that wouldn't work. But basically we just added 7 copies of the set to a Brickstore file. Then we parted them out. We made sure the condition was new, we parted them out, and then we downloaded the store inventory, and then we clicked edit and we did copy values from document, and then we copied the values from the current store inventory, and so then that added the remarks for all of them that currently had it, which I believe was all of these items here in blue that we already had. The rest were new. So then what I did after that is I sorted by remarks, and so then that separated all the ones we already had in the inventory from the ones we didn't, and then I just went ahead and added all of the ones that needed remarks to the inventory again. So then we have that. And so then what I'll do now is I've selected all of these, so then I'm going to right click, set remark, and then put it as blank, because all of them already have remarks in the system. So if I'm thinking about this correctly, then we shouldn't need them here again. So then I'll just export to Bricklink, and then I should be able to paste it here, and then we'll see what this looks like. Yep, we've got the prices there. However, it's gotten to the second decimal, which we don't want, so I'm going to quickly fix that. So in order to fix that, you just select all the items, and then you right click, and then you choose round price to 2 decimals. You click on that, and then that puts it at that. Because yeah, I don't like 3 decimal numbers because that just looks unprofessional and stuff like that. And so then we will export this once more and close the previous one there, and then we will paste this here. And then, yep, we can see all of the items here now. And so then in theory, all the ones at the top we already have, and all the ones at the bottom we don't. So then there is that. And then when we're on this page, then we've got these 2 items here that there wasn't enough room in the drawers for them. So we can open those up into new tabs. But then that is done there. And so that is 763 items and 47 lots for $94.50 now uploaded. And so yeah, some takeaways that I'm going to be trying in the future is 1, I'll be grabbing the work laptop I have upstairs, and then when we do part outs, I'll do it on Brickstore there. I'll still upload it at the computer here. However, I'll just have the file there because right now I had to take pictures of with the phone, and then went over there and stuff like that. But then for what we could do is just have the cart, and then yeah, just grab the empty cherry container, put it here, and then put the cart on top, and then put the laptop on top. and then do something like that, and that'll speed it up a bit, and then have more room and stuff there. But then we'll still put all the remarks and stuff for the new things at the computer here, and stuff like that. But yeah, it definitely seems to be working. We've got the new stuff here. It was just a really small set to part out, so it didn't take that long, probably like under 10 minutes or so. But yeah, it definitely seems faster than uploading directly onto Bricklink. I still do like the Bricklink interface for uploading. However, time-wise, I believe that this approach here will be better, and as I get more used to it, then it will probably become faster, and I'll start to like this interface just as much as the Bricklink one, hopefully. So yeah, we will continue working. So it's now 7:40 p.m. and our goal today will be to get this box here listed. And yeah, so we do this with several steps. First, like, what, because this shares all the stuff from like when we go through lots, we take out the minifigures we can complete and stuff like that. And if it's good condition, we write the set number on the bag and put it in this box here. So what we do first is we basically just go through all of them and search them up on eBay first, and then if we already have it for sale, we just update the quantity, and if not, then we set it on the side. And then after we've gone through the box and then added the quantity to the ones that we can, we then just go ahead and create the listings for the rest. So yeah, we will get started on this and see what we can do. And then the next set for part out is going to be these ones here. So yeah, then there is that, and we'll see what happens on those. And then yeah, just for an update, it's still not 100% confirmed yet, but it does seem like the differences in the eyebrows and the lip color and stuff like that for these two ones here from the head thing here, because yeah, on Bricklink, since the Lego since Lego purchased Bricklink, they've been able to get access to a lot more data that you just can't see elsewhere. So when it was brought up, the admins checked, and currently they're still checking a little bit more, but it does seem like it is just really they used like different ink and stuff like that, and that behind the scenes that they're all supposed to be technically the same color. If I can hold this properly, like with the different eyebrow color and different lip color and slightly different eyebrow shape. Like that one looks like it more so goes down, and that one's kind of like even or stuff like that. So yeah, I just thought since there's two PCCs and there's in two different sets that it was different, but it does seem like it is just an unintentional difference. So it's looking like it probably won't be a split in the catalog, but it is just an interesting thing to note on the stuff. So we'll see on that. But yeah, I'll get to work. So yeah, then I'll just like grab a minifigure, and also the thing to note about these ones is they don't have their accessories yet because yeah, when you're just getting the minifigure bags ready and stuff like that, you don't do that. But now that we're in this stage here, we do check the listings to see what they use. So this one here is just 70622, and we can click on that and we can see one here, but it is a different minifigure. This one here is the orange one compared to the red one. They're both in the same set though. So yeah, then this one here isn't what we need, so we just set this one on the side for now. The ones that are already listed we'll just put here, and then yeah, when we get to listing these ones and checking the set, we'll then decide if we want to include an accessory or not. Because yeah, in general what we do is, like, for example, if it's a common accessory like a katana or something, we'll include that, but the more specialized the accessories get, we don't include. So like, for example, if an accessory is made up of like 5 or 10 bricks or something like that, we probably won't do it. But if it's like 2 katanas, or maybe like an apple or a tranquilizer gun with a syringe or something like that, we'll usually include something like that. So that's the type of thing that we will decide as we get to it. But yeah, we will go through the box. So just finished with stage 1, so those ones there are the ones that are all done, and all of these ones here are the ones that need to get uploaded. So the I did dump out the accessory thing into this box here just to simplify things, to make it easier for finding them and stuff like that. But yeah, so then the next step that we will do is separate it by themes, and the reason we're going to be doing that is because if you just have it here, like for example, if I list this copy of Owen Grady here, then I can put it on the pile, but then I might not realize that right next to it is another one of him. So yeah, I will now yeah, organize it into themes. But then a slight correction, I won't be sorting them into themes just yet. I'll first photograph it, and then as I photograph each one, I will then put it into its corresponding theme. So just going to swap that out because we don't need that one anymore. And then, never know really how to grab this thing. It's so fragile. Well, it's not fragile, it's just not built for grabbing with one hand like this. But yeah, then I can photograph them. So just finished with photographing all of them. But yeah, my piles didn't really last that long. But I was able to remember which ones I was taking pictures of and which ones I hadn't. So it still prevented the duplicate stuff. But yeah, then just temporarily I put the ones that were already listed in here. I'll probably just put those somewhere for now. But yeah, then we are done with this. This actually might be a handle here. That is helpful for that. But yeah, then it is already getting pretty late, and my phone's battery is almost completely dead because taking images of a whole bunch of minifigures tends to drain the battery rather quickly. So I can't edit them tonight because for the images, I just like zoom in a little bit and stuff like that. But then I have to edit all of them, which takes a while. Yeah, my phone can't do that tonight. Not enough battery left. So then, yeah, tomorrow we're hoping to get taxes done. So probably won't get it listed tomorrow. But then, yeah, hopefully within a couple days we should be done taxes, and then can get this stuff uploaded. Yogurt time. Yogurt time. Just got this order in the mail today, and there's just a couple of these armor pieces because I use them for some minifigures and I just never seem to have them. So just picked up a couple of those, and yeah, it's another case where this package here, there's just no return address or anything like that on the package. It's something I've noticed a few times recently, is that they're just sellers don't seem to always be putting a return address on the packages. I'm not sure if it's just like just in case there's like something happens that instead of them returning it to the seller, they're just like, okay, there's no return address, might as well just deliver it to the buyer, even if something's not quite right or something. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not saying anything about this seller in specific. Maybe some countries it's just not something you do. I don't know. But yeah, so no return address. It's like the second or third one I've gotten without a return address this past week or two. So yeah, interesting there. And then yeah, so still working on taxes. We're on day 2 of taxes, but if all goes well, we should be done today. We need to do a few other things still, but the one big number that we still have to calculate is how much we spent on inventory, and that's always the fun one to calculate because you need to somehow, well, I mean, not somehow, we have all the records, it's just you have to get it from like all the different sites and your payment providers and everything like that, and just figure out absolutely every single purchase you made throughout the year and figure out how much you spent and stuff like that, because that's the next field we have to do, because we already figured out things like business card expenses, GST, HST collected, all that fun stuff, and gross sales and everything like that. And yeah, we're gonna work on that. And then yeah, I won't be getting into the specifics of the numbers, but I think I'll try to do something similar to what we did last year, where I basically say what percent sales increased or decreased, and what percent are the store debt increased and decreased, and stuff like that. But yeah, we are hoping to finish with that today, and then potentially one of the somewhat next clips should have some of that stuff if I can get all that stuff together. So for those interested in the conclusion on the 2 different head types for the cheerleader CMF minifigure that was in the series 1 and the calendar, the note has now been added. So the eyebrows and lips colors are known on this part are known to vary substantially depending on whether it comes from the CMF or the calendar set. Colors on the head from the calendar set are much truer, while colors on the head from the CMF are darker. These differences can be seen in the additional large image with that there. And then I just went ahead and also uploaded a copy of just the base image for the main image instead of the comparison. And so for that, I decided to go with the one from the CMF because most people probably have that version there, and stuff like that. So then that is now all finished. Yogurt time. So it's a bit better of a shipping day. We're shipping out $420.59, and you might see a little bit of a weird reflection there in the video, but I think that's because I just cracked the foam protector's camera protector thing, and so now, depending on how you look, there's sometimes like really weird glares and stuff like that, so I'll definitely have to get that fixed. But yeah, so we're shipping out $420.59 for these orders here, so a little bit better than our last few shipping days, so that's good. So it took 3 days, but our taxes are finally done. And I know some people would like recommend things like QuickBooks and stuff like that, but we did try QuickBooks out for, I think it was like almost a 2 year period a while back, and it did not help at all. We tried it, taxes took just as long, and it was even more complicated. Because yeah, it's just with our specific thing, it doesn't really work as well. And it's not like we did 3 days from like dawn till dusk of taxes or anything like that. There's just 3 days. We had shipping, pulling orders, and then a bit of time that it wasn't working on that. I was working on some other stuff and stuff like that mixed in there and stuff like that. So probably all in, maybe 15 hours or so, 20 hours. I don't know exactly, maybe more, maybe less. But yeah, so taxes are now returned. We'll see if we get audited. You never know. I remember the very first year I did the taxes, I got audited. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, I always hope every year that it doesn't happen again, because that is just a lot more paperwork again. But yeah, then unless we get audited, we are completely done with taxes for the year. So that is good. We've paid the stuff and got a partial refund. So all fun and good for that stuff. And yeah, it is now 10:17 p.m. on Friday. So yeah, I'm just going to take the rest of the day off because we're done with the taxes. And then tomorrow we can get to listing these guys again and hopefully get that done this week. Your time. So yeah, then I just finished doing the calculation for the total sales increase and the total debt decrease for the store last year. And so looking at the numbers, last year our sales increased 59.74%, and our debt decreased by 4.66%. So yeah, overall good progress there. The debt didn't go down too much last year, but then already in the beginning of this year, we've already knocked over 10% of that off again. So good progress on that, because yeah, we didn't really make we made only a little bit of a larger payment in this year, and we didn't hit the deadline for last year for that. But yeah, overall, I'd say last year was a very good year for sales and everything like that. But as we know, this year is going to be going down again, almost guaranteed in sales wise for gross sales, because yeah, we're doing the whole restructuring and everything like that. And yeah, sales were up the 64% or something like that. But we realized that if we wanted to continue to grow, we would first need to reorganize everything basically. And yeah, so then that will mean slower sales for at least 1 year, possibly several years. But then after that, we'll then be in a position to start growing again, like we did last year, hopefully. And last year's sales are also going to be a little bit higher from things like the used sell-off and stuff like that, which had a whole bunch of sales and everything like that. So yeah, there's a lot of factors going into it, and that's just referring to gross sales levels, not specific profitability per se or anything like that, because yeah, we've still got store debt. We're still yeah, I still don't have a salary or anything like that, so it's not like it's that 65% is just like pure profit or anything. It's all just for more inventory and stuff like that. And yeah, so that is some fun numbers there. And yeah, this is the end of the vlog. Thank you for watching. If you got this far, today is Saturday. This vlog will be out Monday, and the next vlog the Monday after that.